my computer can't handle anything. My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. And thanks for coming. If it's your first time here from Joshua's stream, welcome. I'm attempting to not cut my hair until the quarantine is over, but I think I'm going to have to give up on that. It's getting kind of ridiculous. But we'll talk about that another time. Today is Sim Sunday, and we're also going to look at this little fellow over here, who you can get a better look at if I turn this light on here, is a 5-inch rig on 15mm standoffs without, like, everything sacrificed. This is a fairly normally built 5-inch rig, but because I put a Nano camera in it, and the Nano cameras are so bloody small, yeah, able to drop the deck height down to 15mm, which should make the standoffs a lot stronger, 25% stronger than 20mm. So that's a good thing, right? Nothing's working. What's happening? Oh, I forgot to pop the chat out. Here we go. All right, who's here? Who's here? Who's here? Let's see. We've got, oh god, easy Velocidrone. Easy, easy. Velocidrone's over there making noises in the counter. Proton to Go is first. Yawman Flights was next. He sent me a package. Thank you, Yawman. Solo FPV, Mr. Huggy, Keith Drones, Frank Nicholas, Tunke Yilmaz. In my mind, William Barlow, Ken Hill, Larry is here. Brandon's Baked Beans, Frank Nicholas. Icky is here. What's up, Icky? Not punterinoing. I'll make sure of that for a fact. Richard Warwick, John Dyson, FPV for Dummies, Brent Vogelslang, Schmutz Timo. Schmutz Timo. Larry again, Keith Drones again, Pedro Tomei, Peregrine Flow, in my mind again, Christoph DeWitt, Isa does it, Keith Drones, Brandon's Baked Beans, I recognize your image, but not your name. What was your old name? What's up, Borg Collective says Shai Kameen, Frank Nicholas again, John Dyson, Brandon's Baked Beans again, Larry, Big Willie, FPV, Flying and Braille, Nathaniel LaBouffe, Cement Kid is here, Doc Murdoch, Weirdo with a Skateboard, Tiago Ramos, Shai Kameen, John Dyson, Yawman Flights, Keith Drones, Rob Axelson, and I think I'm not caught up at all. Off-Axis FPV, Zero FPV, Christoph DeWitt, Dat FPV, Brian Ladmeraw, Aber the Ham, 661, Flying in Braille, Darren D, John Coley, Tweet FPV is here, Mikael Backstrom, Zero Mode, Big Willie FPV, KDT, Larry, Redbeard the Pilot, Peregrine Flow, and B FPV. What's up, everybody? And Proton to Go, but I think I got you already. How much deadband is okay for y'all? Like 5 to 10? I don't know, I just do 2. I do 2 on deadband for both y'all and pitch and roll. Weirdo with a Skateboard says, I've got a camera that's 5mm. By you, think it will work. I think it will. Off-Axis says Nano for life. Rob Axelson says Como Está Beaches. Larry says, please go full mullet, at least for one stream. It's bad enough that I'm doing the fucking Green Man suit. You're not going to see me with a mullet. Hold on. Let me get this rotated around a little bit. Give a little greenness, make me look a little sickly, you know. Nothing wrong with that. Here, let's make it 80% sexier in here. Nobody called me out on it yet, so that's a good thing. There we go. That way nobody will be upset. Okay, there's like 7,000 things playing all at once on the computer here, and now we're good. Doc Murdoch says, good afternoon to you. Brandon's Baked Beans. Yeah, I know. I was gonna mess with Joshua because he said that, but then he said, yeah, he said just go watch me instead. Isa Does It said, what's up, man? And to everyone, what's up to you? Isa Does It. Solo says, what's good? Glad to see you back on Sundays. Yeah, man, thanks. I appreciate that, Solo. And Yawman says, package on the way. Speaking of packages. Shout out to Mighty Car Mods. Blatantly stole that from them. And I figure I'll just keep using it until their lawyer sends me a letter and says to not. Everybody's favorite Solo sent me some fucking awesome stuff, man. Look at this. And I think Solo FPV might have started something here. I don't know. It's kind of up to you guys. But sent me a package with a bunch of his stickers, which is super awesome. Got some bumper sticker action going here. SOLOW FPV. Look him up. And so I keep 2, as always, and then the rest go into packages. So some lucky giveaway winners are going to get some Solo FPV stickers. That's going to be fun. And let me just get that dropped over there. Okay. And then some smaller ones of his logo. Very cool little logo. Little cartoonized quad on there. Cartoonized. Is that a thing? Did I just make that up? Some Minecraft Rick and Morty sticker. Look at that. What's up with that? What you know about that? And then some insanity. So anybody who's ever won and has gotten a package for me has probably been confused at the random shit that I've thrown in there. I believe in my doing that, Solo kept the random stuff, and then when he sent me a package back, he appears to have put the random shit that I sent him in here in addition to some extra random stuff. I don't know if I sent this, though. I don't remember sending this OG Galaxy prop. So I think he threw this OG Galaxy prop in. I'm 99% sure that I put some, if not all, of these things in there. So these things are getting put aside. But then Solo... See, I don't know. I think he put this in here. I think he put this... There is a chance that I put this, though. So here's one of these remotes that was in the package that, we've all seen before. And then I'm pretty sure I put this in the package to him. I remember sending a bunch of these when I had them. So here's what I think we're going to do is sort of like a package that we send out with all random stuff that just kind of bounces around the collective. So we'll do this on Patreon, I think. We'll make a Patreon link so that I can say, like, hey, I'm sending this to so-and-so, and then they're on the hot seat, because when they're done with it, if they want to take anything out of it, they can, or they can add to it and send it to the next person, and they got to call that out in the Patreon post. So that's what I think I'm going to do. Here's what Solo added to the package. He put a single Sunrise Cicada 20 amp. He put a FR Sky XM Plus, which is like XM Pluses are great. I'm just not using them anymore. And he put, well, no, he also put an extra antenna, which is like super useful actually. And then this is a regular XM, again, which I'm not using anymore. So I think what I'm going to do is, so KD2RDH Larry says, last guy will be sending a 200-pound package. So that's the trick. The trick is that you have to take something out of the package. Like, you have to keep at least one thing. You can keep everything. That's the deal. You can keep the whole package if you have use for the stuff, right? And then I'll start a new package and send a new package out. But yeah, I think that's going to become the game. So I'm going to put all these things back here, and then I'm going to wrap this up inside the other package so that there's a reference that it came from Solo. Although, then I'm kind of sending Package Wars. Yeah, we'll call it Package Wars. I like that. So I'm going to black out Solo's address so that, yeah, I don't know. It's just good practice to do this. So yeah, every person that gets it puts the previous package in there. So I'm gonna take this. This is what I'm gonna take out of the package. So this is me taking it. I guess, weirdo. I mean, we could. Oh, it is quad geocaching. I guess it's Patreon only. I'm trying to. There we go. I'm trying to do. I try to do as much Patreon only stuff as possible, just to kind of give those guys as much, as much value as possible. Plus, to be totally honest with you guys, right now I'm living off of FPV, and Patreon is the biggest part of that. So you'll see down in the description that I kind of changed it up a little bit, and I straight up say Patreon helps me the most, because it really does. Patreon is a monthly amount. It's a good amount. I've been able to get the giveaways under control, where I don't spend like pretty much all of the of the Patreon money on the giveaways. And yeah, I'm Kristen and I are eating from the Patreon money that you guys are sending. So thank you guys, because I'm a hungry son of a bitch. And B, yeah, the Patreon helps me the most, man. I absolutely love that there's so many of you guys already on there. If you're not on there and you have a way of getting on there, I recommend you go over, because there's some really good stuff over there. And yeah, lots of fun things happening. If you can't get on the Patreon, I do have a link to the Discord down below. I don't have the Discord as like Patreon only. You do get some special benefits when you are on Patreon, but you can at least still join the ghosts, people. You can still join the thing in the place. So Solo's package is going to get repackaged, and I'm gonna pick somebody, and yeah, it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be super fun, and I'm very excited to see what this becomes. But yeah, so that's the deal with the package. I'm gonna pick somebody, and I'm gonna send it to them, and that's the game. The game is you have to take at least one thing out of it. You can absolutely take everything out of it if you have a good use for everything, and yeah, away we go. Guess what time it is, guys? Wait, I gotta fix this. While this is running, I gotta put the hold on. Okay, I had to turn the audio monitoring on. I think next time I should be able to hear it. Hold on, let me try it. Oh yeah, I can totally hear it this time. Oh, that wonderful Mighty Car Mods mailbag little stinger. If you don't know who Mighty Car Mods are, and you have any interest whatsoever in cars, or just YouTube channels with funny fucking dudes, go check them out. Mighty Car Mods. But again, guess what time it is? This package is a good one. Smells like skunk in here. This is a package from BQE. I wrote Bill a really nice little letter on the, not a letter, but a customer note thing. If you guys are placing orders, put something in the note. Put in the note, like, keep up the awesome work. Put in the note, I fucking love you guys. I want to have your children. Put something in the note. They read them. Yeah, I hadn't actually talked to Bill from BQE before, but I'd heard a lot about him from Rotorius. BQE and Rotorius have a long history. Yeah, I realized that the Ripsqueak Micro is, well, I knew this from a while ago. I knew that the Ripsqueak was sort of a joint venture between Rotorius and BQE, in some way, in that this is the Rotorius Zoot. The BQE Ripsqueak Micro is very, very similar to this. And my problem with the Rotorius Zoot was I was breaking the arms in this specific region here where they half cut the arm for it to see how they only use one screw. The arm is the thickness of the arm is cut in half in order to only use this one screw. And I was breaking them in here, and Rotorius and I had talked about it, and they basically said, like, yeah, it's not a basher frame, but which is totally fine. So I never really gave the Ripsqueak Micro a chance, but what I noticed is that they really beefed this up. So I went on their website, and I'm really looking for, I've always been looking for a lightweight 20 to 30 gram 3-inch frame to recommend to you guys for 1306s and Runcam Hybrid or Caddx Tarsier, because it's just this magical. You end up with a build that's about 2 to 210 grams all up, which you can run on 4S 450s, and it's this like magical, wonderful combo that you get like 3 minutes runtime, feels a lot like a 5-inch rig, yada yada yada. And yeah, the CB frame that I build all of my super magical 3-inch rigs off of, this frame is unavailable. So the BQE Ripsqueak Micro is a frame that I think could fill that gap. That's what she said. KD2RDH Larry says, is tomorrow night's giveaway for the $10 tier. So here's how it goes. On Patreon, there's a $3 per month tier. That just gets you in the door, gets you access, gets you, you become a part of the collective. It doesn't get you the sticker, but you become a part of the collective that's on the sticker. Speaking of, look at this. Over there on Etsy, you can search for Ciotti FPV and find me. Here's the sci-fi sticker pack, and then here's the my logo sticker pack. This one's holographic, this one's a matte sticker, and then this one in the back is a matte magnet. You can stick the magnet on the inside trunk of your car thing. Oh, you're asking about this frame, Larry. No, it's not tomorrow night's giveaway. But thanks for the segue to talk about the stickers. So yeah, head over to Etsy, and if you're interested, and you can get you some stickers. And that's all I have to say about that. No, what I was also going to say is Patreon, $3 gets you in the door, $3 a month, 10 cents a day gets you in the door, and get you access to all the fun stuff. And then if you go on the $5 a month, $10 a month, $20 a month, or $30 a month tiers, you get put into every Monday night's giveaways. The prizes are I pick out at the last second because I'm lazy. But I have a big old box of prizes, so they're fairly randomized. And oh, that's a good idea, Doc Murdoch. Doc Murdoch says you need to add a brown coats version to the sticker group. I would love that, because then I would move the nut grabber sticker over to the logos. That's a really good idea. I said that out loud, Doc Murdoch, so that Kristen would hear, because she's the one that does all the artwork, because she's the artsy one in the family, and she just said noted. So yeah, $5 a month gets you entered in every single Monday to Toothpick and Tiny Whoop giveaways. $10 a month tier gets you put into 3-inch micro brushless. If this is a personal build, but if this was going to be a giveaway, this would be an example of the $10 a month tier. This is a 3-inch micro brushless frame. You know, it's not a Whoop frame, it's not a Toothpick frame, it's a 3-inch micro brushless frame. So this would be an example. But it's not. I'm going to build this because I think that this is the frame that I'm going to be suggesting to you guys moving forward. But and then the $20 a month tier is for 5-inch parts and pieces and whatnot. If you really want to support me, you can join the $30 a month tier, and that gets you entered into everything. But I wanted to break it out individually so that if you only fly toothpicks, you can only be entered into toothpick, and Tiny Whoop giveaways, right? So yeah, that's how it works over in, I almost said Discord, Patreon. Head on over to Patreon if you can. It's super fun. There's lots of really good articles up there. I know I have to post more there, but there's a backlog of really good info on there that I know that you'll appreciate. So this is the package from Bill at BQE. Bill wrote me an awesome little note. Hey dude, thanks for the order and support. Always been a fan. Jump on the DM to chat. So I will be. Thank you, Bill. If you're watching this, very, very cool of you. And it looks like Bill. So I'd mentioned in the note that we have this live stream and the giveaways and all that good stuff. And it would appear, because I didn't order this, it would appear that Bill's getting in on the giveaways with a BQE Corona 3-inch frame. So let's take it. First of all, look at this. I mean, like, I don't know if I'm just old or a nerd or all of the above, but come on, good packaging. Gotta love good packaging. Let's just be real. This is awesome packaging, and I really dig this. These bags have the logo everywhere, and then there's all kinds of good stuff in there. Well, actually, hold on. So it looks like this is a lens cloth with all the BQE stickers, all the BQE sticker artwork on it. That's pretty effing cool. This is really nice. And then, nice. BQE loves FPV in holographic, which is super slick. Nice little matte sticker pack. Very cool stuff. BQE's got flavor, man. They've got style. And this is how you know they got style. Look at all this cool stuff they throw in with the Corona. Another holographic sticker. This is a cool sticker. Look, there's a pin. A pin that says "Shut up and fly." That's what I'm talking about. And then, oh, this sticker is the dopeness. Look at that. BQE sprinkle donut sticker. I know that they're out of focus, but you guys get the idea. Another BQE holographic sticker. Look at this, man. Anybody that throws in this many stickers so you can support their stuff, they know what's up. Some standoffs with some stickers here. Ooh, that's cool. A bunch of TPU 3D printed spacers for spacing out your stack. That's pretty awesome. Isn't there a... Durzo says, isn't there a law about paying for a giveaway? Probably. But, I'm just trying to eat. I hope that's cool. And then this looks like the camera... Yeah, it looks like a little 3P... Oh, I've seen this frame. Yeah. This is the... I mean, it's kind of obvious, but this is their toothpick frame. And the little camera setup goes together like this. Two different top parts here. One of them that is set up to hold their Insta360 Go piece, which should be in this bag. And here's the actual frame itself. Thick motherfucker. Jeez. I think this is like a 3mm thick chunk of carbon. This thing feels beefy. Looks like it's stretched X. That's good. And then a little... Yeah, weirdo, exactly. That's kind of where I'm at. It's like, when I get caught, I will deal with it. If. And then, yeah, it looks like a little front frame brace, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, very cool looking little frame. This is going to be a giveaway frame. And this is going to be... See, this is where I get, like, I think this should go on the toothpick, right? This should be on the $5 tier. Not only am I just trying to eat, but I'm just trying to do something fun and cool for people too. So, if you have a problem with that, sorry, but everybody so far has been cool with it. So don't ruin it for everybody else. Yeah, it's also my way of giving back. The giveaways from their absolute beginning very literally were my way of kind of giving back to you guys. You guys all are the reason that I started the Patreon to begin with, because you told me you wanted me to, so I did. And then once the Patreon started picking up, I weirdly felt bad that I was just kind of taking from you guys, so I decided, hey, let me do some giveaways to give back, and that way I feel better about it. And yeah, it's been super, super, super fun ever since. Technically speaking, I guess it is against Patreon's policies, but I don't know. Hopefully you guys don't rat me out, and hopefully they don't catch on, because everybody's had a blast so far.
You're not the only one that does it.
Yeah, other people do it too. I mean, that doesn't make it right, but yeah, I'm not doing it maliciously, right? I think Patreon has that policy in place so that, you know, you don't get like the Mr. Beasts of the world going on there taking money from people. Yeah. Hey, DJ's here. What's up, brother? Yeah, I'm being as careful as I can, but I changed the wording on there so that it doesn't use the word like giveaway or anything like that. It's a contest, and if I have to, so if the way that I understand it is if it's an actual like contest, you're allowed to do like contests. So if I made you guys like submit something, then it would be fine. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, that's interesting. DJ says you can do giveaways. It just has to be for every tier. That's interesting. Cool. So yeah, BQE Corona is going to be going out to somebody on one of the giveaways. Maybe tomorrow night, maybe not. But this is what I'm excited about. This is the Ripsqueak Micro and a whole shitload of extra stuff, which is awesome. Thanks for coming by, Bot, by the way. Everybody say hey to Bot Grinder, the OG streamer of the FPV world. Get over there and, if you don't already, give him a follow. I know he's about to hit... My God, what is the number that you're about to hit? It is a big one. Is it 20,000? I believe? Let's look it up, because that's a fucking huge accomplishment. Hopefully 100 away from 20,000. So I don't have your 100, but so help me God, I'm going to Bot's channel right now. If I don't see his number go up, this stream is canceled. So it's on you guys. You guys either all go subscribe to Bot Grinder right now, or I'm off the air forever. Your choice. Your choice. He's at 19.8K. So if I don't see that go up to 19.9, it's all over. I wouldn't do that to you guys. But I might. You don't know. I might. Wow, it is just... It's really just off the fucking rails now. Yeah, I give it a good look, everybody. You'll see it tomorrow night, but after that, I don't know, man. This might be the week. Ripsqueak Micro, again, awesome packaging. So these, gotta watch my stories, Metal says. And I know that I gotta get caught up on the chat, but I'm really excited about this. So let me see if I can get through this. These are GEP RC prop guards, and they make them. These are the 2-inch ones. They also make them in 3-inch. Holy shit, are they strong? I've seen a lot of prop guards, but these are ridiculous. Like these are legit. The 3-inch ones are just as strong. These are 2.5-inch, and then you can run a 2-inch prop in here. So I'm gonna do something fun. This isn't necessarily for the Ripsqueak, but I'm gonna do something fun with these. So we're gonna put those aside. Oh, no way. Oh, that's a magnet of the sprinkle donut. Oh my God. Bill. Oh, thank you. Bergman, what are you laughing at every time? Oh, toxic on the kazoo. Jesus. Petit. Oh, Pete.nl. I got a brushless Tiny Whoop stuck in my hair 2 weeks ago, and it was not pleasant. Kristen had to come pop a prop off and untangle it and whatnot. So yeah, I can officially say that I've gotten a quad stuck in my hair. And if there's not, if there's not any other good reason to get this shit mop cut off of my head, that's one. Some more stickers. The BQE logo in matte, of course. I don't know why, of course. That's just something that people say. Shut up and fly sticker. Button. Shut up and fly sticker. Some cool stuff. I fucking love this. I'm such a fan of these holographic stickers. All right, so here we go. Here's the Rip Squeak Micro and a whole bunch of other stuff because I basically went on there and metal dirt skin. That's exactly what I've got, and that's exactly what this is going to become. I just kind of went on their website and got everything Rip Squeak Micro related. So I got like all the arms, the different thicknesses, the Insta360 Go stuff. This is all like packaged, all nice. This is well done. BQE is a legit. Oh, okay, Mike. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, BQE is a legit manufacturer that's been around for a long time, and it really shows. Look at that. That's super cool. That is like, hold on. This is like old school rat rod style. I mean, their BQE style is very like rat roddy, but this is perfect. This is, oh god, what's the I forget the artist's name in the hot rod community. I'll think of it. So I think, yeah, all right, so this is the actual frame. Look at the frame. Is it a tiny little guy? Oh, little tiny package. That's hysterical. I love it. All right, cool. So we've got base plate. We've got top plate. Some things I really like about these guys. Top plate has strap slots for toilet tank battery mounting, and then it's got these slots on the side for regular battery mounting. And then on the back here, they've got a whole bunch of holes for zip ties to go through to hold your VTX antenna. Loving that. Some pretty standard cutouts on the base plate. This base plate is reversible, though, which is really nice. Again, some slots here for zip ties, and then 1 and 2 press nuts in here. See the press nuts? Those press nuts interact here with the part of the arm that's half cut. And let me show you guys this. But it's a much smaller half cut area on these arms than with the Rotorius Zoot. So that's why I think this is going to be a lot stronger. So it basically goes together like that. And then that one press nut goes in the middle there. So yeah, this little amount of half cut area is much, much smaller. So I think it's going to be a lot stronger. Also, they have a brace plate that one of you guys told me about, I think like a minute too late. Yeah, it's not in here. I sent Bill an email, but I think he got it too late. So I got to do another BQ order. Because basically, what am I doing here? Let's go back. Basically, it's going to build like this, right? We've got here's the base plate. Here's the press nuts. The press nuts are going to be upwards, and then below those press nuts are going to be the arms, and the arms are like, I almost said bidirectional. They're not bidirectional. They're I don't know, another word. So yeah, there we go. So the arms like that, there's the little half cut area. So they're going to go below like that. And BQE makes a third plate, a little sandwich plate for the bottom that goes below the arms. And I just didn't see it on there. So I need to go grab it from their website. This is plenty strong here just with a screw through the bottom. But it's going to get a lot stronger with another little tiny plate down there, and it shouldn't weigh all that much. So yeah, I do want to grab that. So here's the arms that I got. These are These are the standard 3-inch arms here, and then this package should be the thicker. I believe they make a thicker 3-inch arm. Yup, look at that. So this is the thicker 3-inch arm. My God, that is a lot thicker. So these are probably going to be the arms that I end up going with. Although it does kind of depend on how much strength, extra strength I get from that little brace plate. I would love to be able to run the skinnier arms with the little brace plate rather than the thicker arms. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. And then I did also get 2.5-inch arms, just in case I wanted to end up using these. Just in case I did want to use these 2-inch ducts on this frame, I could do it with these 2.5-inch arms. And oh yeah, that'll totally clear. So yeah, just like kind of almost one of everything. They also do have a 2-inch arm, but it wasn't in stock. But I'm kind of interested. I don't know. I have some weirdo plans. Definitely will be a live build, Larry, for sure. Don't exactly know when, but soon. Cinesplore first. I just finished up this glide with the 15 mil standoffs, which I'm really psyched about. Which I just wanted to get knocked out because this is the F40 Pro 4 rig. But yeah, so probably Cinesplore, maybe a quick tiny trainer fix, and then I really want to dive into this. I might actually pull one of the CB3s apart and just drop it in here. We'll see. I got to kind of figure that out. Some of the other stuff here is all Insta360 related. Let me really quickly just... I don't want to get these arms mixed up. And look, there's extra arms too. 1, 2, 3. I don't know if Bill just did this for me because he knows I break shit, but there are 6 of these arms in here. There are 6 of these nice thick arms. That's pretty awesome. I've always said during short throttle blips, Proton, I know we were talking about it. Yeah, I think you're at a point where it needs to be black box logged. The only thing I can think of from the video that you sent me, Proton, is that you're accidentally adding yaw when you stab the throttle. I think you're at a point where that just needs to get black boxed, that issue that you're having. Also, a whole bunch of really nice TPU, and I know I've told you guys about this super secret TPU that I've got with this little UFL part. Well, it looks like BQE is getting in on the game, and they're doing it. So if you guys don't know, I really prefer to run UFL antennas directly to my VTX, but then the problem is, how the hell do you hold the skinny UFL antenna out the back of your quad up at a 45-degree angle and whatnot safely so it doesn't swing into the props? And these little guys are the answer. So it looks like BQE, I don't know if this was a BQE design that Rotorius then kind of used or vice versa. I don't really care because I've got it and that's all that matters. But that's how it works. The TPU is like a little cradle, and the UFL just kind of drops right into it. This one's giving me a fit because there's a little bit of extra shrink wrap on the outside, which makes it a little bit thicker, but that's fine. Once I'm ready to build this, I will leave this extra bit of shrink wrap. I will force this down into here, and then I'll put another piece of shrink wrap over it and a zip tie, and that will hold the antenna to this little mount really nice so that it can just flop around. When it goes through a tree and the tree pulls on it, it'll have enough grip where it won't slide out and ruin the UFL. This is the jam. Yeah, I really, really, really like this. And then I got some arm protectors in red that I'll run on the front. And then this is a little platform for the rear to drop your VTX in, which is kind of nice. May or may not run that. I usually don't run stuff like this that's, just sort of convenience versus weight. But we'll see. We'll see if there's a good enough spot to put the VTX in the rear. So here is a set of their Insta360 Go mounts. I got them in the violet TPU, which I absolutely love that they have. A lot of shops don't have violet TPU. They only have the purple. So yeah, these guys go on, and here's the other set of TPU that you can get from them. Oh my god, yes, more holographicness. Ratfink. So Ratfink is this style of artwork, and it came from the old school muscle car world. Yeah, like these bugged out eyes and like the fact that he's a rat. Yeah, that's like the Ratfink style. OG like muscle cars with like moon eyes. I think he was the logo for Moon Eyes. Maybe Moon Eyes was a company that most famously made hubcaps. Well, I'll just type it into to Google and you'll see. So another little hardware pack, which is interesting, and then yeah, a whole bunch of Insta360 Go mounts. So we've got, these are the three mounts here. You can tell by these little guys. So we've got a vertical Insta360 mount, we've got a horizontal Insta360 mount, and then this is a lighter weight horizontal Insta360 mount. And so basically how they work is, I think this goes on the bottom rear. This is the bottom plate. So yeah, I believe that. Well, one of these is for the front. Okay, this is for the front. So this goes on top. Yep, there it is. So this goes on top of the top plate above your FPV camera, and then there you go. So that's the super low profile Insta360 Go mount. There's the tall one up in the front, and then there's the wide one. And these fit in here really nice. This TPU is pretty too. They got their printer locked down. And then here, this one is for the back. This is your little VTX tray here, right? Same as this one. So if you'd like, you can drop your... I might end up snipping this one off. Maybe not. Who knows? We'll see. And then, yeah, you can hang your Insta360 Go from the bottom, which I really like. I really like hanging it from the bottom like that, so that when you're traveling forward, it can still kind of like see where you're going, but then the quad is in the... It looks really cool. You guys will see it. I'll do some filming with it. And then another one of these wonderful guys with this beautiful little UFL 45-degree angle up holder thing here. So this build is going to be pretty sick. The previous plan was to go Emax 1306 on this build, but since Brother Hobby came out with these nice and smooth VY motors, I think we're going to go with this 1504.5 3950 kV, and I think this is going to be the motor that I've been waiting for about 2 years. I am very, very excited about this motor right here. As you guys saw on the most recent live stream, as soon as I took this out of the bag or out of the box on our previous mailbag and spun it with my fingers, I immediately went and bought 5 or 6 more of these because they're nice and smooth and it's a really interesting size. So huge props to Brother Hobby for... What's funny is Brother Hobby, previous to these motors, they made like the notchiest motors that were impossible to get a good freestyle tune on. Huge shout out to them for going completely ass opposite end of the spectrum and making a really nice smooth motor. Thank you guys for that. That is very rare in the micro world. And huge shout out to BQE for such an awesome frame. I can't wait to build this. And yeah, this is going to be really... I'm just really excited that it's looking like I'm going to be able to actually recommend a 3-inch frame for the types of builds that I've been... For the type of build that I've been refining for the last like 3 years. You know, Steel with Ethics talks a lot about you know, refining FPV, and I think there's definitely some truth to that. I think a lot. You know, his prop pouch, for example, right? It's a pencil bag. It's legitimately a pencil bag, but it's a triple pencil bag with clockwise and counterclockwise marked, and then one of them in brown that looks awesome. That's kind of not super expensive. So why the hell not? I mean, like, there's people that like, oh, it's just a prop bag. Ugh. Well, that's great. Nobody's forcing you to buy it. I bought it because it was a better size than the pencil bag, the literal pencil bag that I was using. I don't know. There's just this like weirdness in people like. You can't always every product can't be groundbreaking, right? Like, let's just all take a fucking breath. Damn, dude, this is really cool. I'm very excited to build this. All right, mailbag over. Now it's time for organization station. Give me 1 second. Just stick with me here. Just 1 second. Promise it'll all be over soon. That's what she said. No, it's not. All right. We are better. Damn, this is a... I can't believe I forgot to get that goddamn... I can't believe I forgot to get that, that little brace plate. But that's fine. That'll give me enough time to build the Cinesplorer. And these little 2-inch ducts... I'm going to do something cool with these. These little bags are great. All right. Let's get 661. He knows what's up. He got the Ethics neck strap so that he can fly more than Steel. That's really that's the true situation, is that if you buy his pencil pouch, you'll definitely fly more like him. On top of everything else, though, right? Even if he'd put out a green pencil case with the word Ethics on it, support people. Like, support people in our industry. Just buy it. Don't give, like I did, the Container Store your money by buying a pencil pouch there. Right? Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. Don't listen to me. Anybody with this going on is definitely not trustworthy. Definitely not. With a fucking screaming goat. Okay. Chat caught up. Catching up, rather. Here we go. And Doc Murdoch says 5 to 10 if you've got old twitchy fingers. I've never tried more than like 2. Tiago saying Green Man suit. It's here. It's here. It's more ill-fitting than you could possibly imagine, but it's here. Weirdo says, I meant to say, do you think it will work of FPV? I forget what you'd said, Weirdo. Everyone just spam chat. Great, thanks for that, Weirdo. I forget what we were talking about, Weirdo. Just refresh me if you don't mind. Solo says, good stuff. Good stuff to you. Solo, again, thanks again for the package, man. Very cool. And you started something, brother. You're the innovator of... we'll come up with a name for it. All right. And we've got... Yawman Flights is working on making a Ciati FPV logo to stamp parts with. Dude, that's pretty cool. Shit. I'm trying to think of how that would work. Could, like... stamp parts with? Is like TPU and then it holds ink? Dude, I'm intrigued. Jack Hagerman says, update. 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 What are we updating? Doc Murdoch says, we got you covered, man. Larry says, why is she... Oh, yeah. Nice. Yo Man Flight says, Discord LOL. Bumblebolt says, just join the Patreon. Thanks, brother. There we go, since I was donating per stream anyway. Yeah, there you go. Also, Patreon takes a very, very small percentage. YouTube takes 30-something%. Patreon takes, like, it's practically nothing. As does Etsy. Etsy takes, like pennies. I'm really impressed. So I want to try to get more stuff up on the Etsy store. So yeah, links down, lots of good links down below. Click them all or else. Bumblebolt says what I just, okay, Weirdo with Skateboard says, do you want the 5mm camera? Cause I'll never use it. Weirdo, shoot me a picture of it on Facebook. I don't want to say yes and then I'll never use it either. Larry says, oh yeah, right. Asking about the frame. Where's it at? Arm crotch, Larry says. Arm crotch was about the frame. No, it's probably another message. Hopefully I answered the question already, Larry. If not, ask it again. Sorry, dude. Protonigo says, want to talk about low throttle shakes. I don't think that's your problem, Proton. Although I don't know. You're at a point with tuning and that rig that like your filters and your tune are set up pretty much exactly the way mine are on all of my stuff, and I just don't get problems like that. So when you start getting problems, first and foremost, I think they're going to be pretty much all hardware related. But if they're not, and you've troubleshot the hardware side already, don't start fucking with things on the software side because you're putting a band-aid on a head wound, right? Yeah, I mean, like, you have a tune that's not like super aggressive to the point where the tune is the issue, or the firmware or the software, whatever you want to call it, is the issue. And the quad was flying fine previously. So, and that's really the biggest thing, guys. Like, if you have a rig that's misbehaving, but it ever flew good, if it has ever flown properly, and you haven't changed anything in the software since then, don't change anything in the software now. Like, figure out why it's all of a sudden not working, but not with the software, right? Like, if you bought a new car and you drive it off the lot and everything is totally fine for 6 months, everything is great, the engine runs fine, if all of a sudden the engine catches on fire, you're not going to blame the computer of the car. You're going to blame the physical engine for catching fire, right? Same thing with quads. If the software is fine, if your tune is fine, and then all of a sudden the quad's not flying right anymore, don't blame the tune. Don't use the tune to try to change things, right? Because the tune hasn't changed. The tune was good. Everything was good. Leave the good thing alone and look at everything else that's not good. And when I say everything else, I mean all the hardware. Proton, I know that you know all this, but I'm more just saying for, the general public. But yeah, if you haven't changed anything in the ones and zeros of a quad, and all of a sudden it changes and it no longer flies as good, don't all of a sudden change the ones and zeros. Like, ones and zeros didn't fall out when you got into a crash. The motor bell bent, or the prop bent, or the arm delaminated, or the gyro's failing, or your soft mount isn't working right, or there's screws that have loosened themselves up, or you're flying in a different air density, stuff like that, right? So it's so easy for us to blame the tune all the time and to blame the software, but yeah, like I said, if the quad ever flew okay, ever, then the tune's not the issue. Because at that time, the mechanical system and the software system were vibing properly. Not vibing in the sense of, like, you, like us with a lady. We vibing. Me and this shorty. Yeah. So, Doc Murdoch says, you need to add a brown coats version of the sticker group. We are on it. Larry says, this is my week to win. Send the Package Wars package to one of tomorrow's winners. Ooh, that's a good idea, Larry. Nice. Doc Murdoch says, Firefly fan for life. We brown coats stick together. Goddamn right, Doc. I wish I could pull the camera right around the corner, but right on the other side of this wall is a gigantic what's the name of it? Why can't I think of the name of the ship?
Yeah, Serenity.
Yeah, Serenity, right. As the this poster.
It's in Adam Savage's
Dirt, dirt.
background too, in his shop. He has the same.
Is it really?
Yeah.
No, I don't want the poster for the movie. I want the poster for the goddamn ship.
It says you can't take the sky from me, so I don't know if that would help your search.
Oh, yeah. Good call. I want to show you guys this because people haven't seen this poster, and it's such a cool poster. There it is. And there it be. That's the poster right on the other side of that wall. And, yeah, it's just a really cool poster, man. If you guys don't have it, you should. Come on! Fucking, it's not Etsy. It's whatever this website is. There it is. There's the poster. I don't know where you can get it, but I'm sure you guys will find it. Okay. Scroll. Durzo's message was deleted by off-axis. You can just leave it. You guys don't have to actually moderate unless it's somebody calling me a fuckface, and then I probably want to see it anyway. Weirdo with Skateboard says it's only a rhyme if you get caught. Indeed. Patreon to enter. Okay. Rob Axelson says they made it thick just for you. All right, and all right. Josh says, "What's the best way to mount stock XF receiver antenna?" XF. What is XF? XF receiver? Is that an old FR Sky receiver? Crossfire. Depends on which antenna. The Immortal T, you just basically want to get it as far away from carbon as possible. This is not a great way to mount the Immortal T, but this is a way to mount it that does a pretty good job keeping it out of the propellers. I've also it's better. I don't know why, but the long range guys claim that it's better if you're going to use these TPU mounts here to run it off the front. That doesn't make any sense to me, and that would definitely not work for me. The best way to mount it is up like this at a 45, and BMC 3D does have a mount to do that. It's not really a freestyle mount though. It's kind of like a long range only mount. So, best is awful subjective, right? My best mounting method is based around durability rather than range, because I crash a lot and I don't fly long range. So yeah, it really depends. There's a lot of different ways to mount it. Mount it one way and then just be very just pay attention to how well it crashes, whether or not it gets hung up in the props, what kind of RSSI and link quality you're getting. And then, yeah, it's also going to differ on different frames. A squished X, this would be a better mount for a squished X frame because these arms would be rotated this way, so the tips of this wouldn't be quite so close to the carbon. But the basic thing that you want to remember with a crossfire antenna, as with any antenna, is you just want to get it as far away from the carbon as possible and just protect it, because as soon as it starts getting banged up, it could, like, the first time it gets banged up, you could chop the antenna in there. You don't know. You can't see it. So for me, putting it into a spot that's really durable is like very, very high on the list of requirements. If you're going to use the little floppy antenna that it comes with, one thing that Steel does that I've been meaning to do is make what he calls an Immortal L. And I have a bunch of these Immortal T's, and they're easy to mount, so I've just been using them. But the next glide that I build is going to use this piece of TPU on the back. And let me give you guys a little bit. So this is a TPU piece from Rotorius. I don't remember what quad this was on. This might have been from the Zoot. I'm not sure. But it's got my favorite little UFL holder here, right, that I was talking about. And then it has these guys. So if you run, you don't have to, these are forever tubes, but you can just run zip ties and shrink wrap it to the zip ties. But that little floppy antenna that they come with, one thing that you can do with it is make this Immortal L. Again, that term was sort of coined by Steele. And so that's this antenna here. So basically what you would do is run one side of it upwards like that, and then the other, and you can do this on the rear standoff with zip ties. That's how Steele does it. You can check his video out for more info on that. I think I would actually run this one here and then the other one up. But here's the thing. By doing it this way at a 90, there we go. So you could do something like that to get as much of a, see, I would ram this one farther down there. I'll show you actually how I'm going to do it. I'm going to use new tubes because this, see it sticking out? I don't want it sticking out like that. But what I'll do is I'll ram that one all the way home so that gray disappears, and then the little the grounding thin bit will have as straight of a shot to get into this tube. The point being, when you do it as an L like this, you get a little bit better 360 coverage. You don't get anywhere near as good long range coverage, but when you don't fly long range a lot or ever, who gives a shit? So yeah, that's or if you can, what Crossfire wants you to do is run this like this, all the way stretched out. The length of this antenna, you'll notice, is the same length as an Immortal L. Because, and I know I'm going to blow your mind with this, all a fucking Immortal T is one of these antennas. An Immortal T is just one of these floppy antennas in fancy protection. So yeah. However, just keep those fundamentals in mind, and then you can mount your antenna in a way that works for your flying and your gear and your butthole. I don't know. So yeah, antenna talk. Some good antenna talk. Busting some myths that are out there about antennas, hopefully. All right, let's get caught up more in the chat. Hold on. Operation Organize is in place. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Hold on. Come on, don't just. Okay, we're good. Everything's fine. What do you think of that? Good question, Josh. Bot loves his ripsqueak. He better be at. I'm checking, and this live stream is over. If Bot's numbers aren't up. If his numbers aren't up, it's over. Hey, what do you guys think about all the edits that I've put up? I had like 3 days in a row where I put 2 edits a day up. Have you guys felt like you're in a fucking Twilight Zone? Any thoughts, comments? Do you guys like that? Or would you rather just have me jump on the stream and just spout bullshit for 2 hours at a time? You get to pick. Oh yeah, Bot, I saw that. If you're still here, yeah, Ren. Corridor Digital. The bot shirt was on Corridor Digital. So fucking cool. Love it. Love it. Love, 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 love. Scroll. John Dyson says, anyway, back to serious questions. Good baseline prop to start on a Beta FPV 85X on 1103 8000s 3S. Already subscribed to bot. All right, baseline prop to start on an 85X. Well, first of all, just get all the props. Micro props are cheap, and it's just fun to buy props because they're cheap, mainly. And you feel like you're really getting something. So just buy them all. But my favorite 85 is going to be 2.5 inch. My favorite 2.5, right? Yeah. Right? 85 is 2.5. Beta FPV 85X. Or is that? No, it could be 2 inch. 2 inch. Okay, 85X is 2 inch props. Glad I looked that up. There's actually some new ones. The Gem Fan has a 2023. There's a new Gem Fan. You should get that one. And then you should also get the Emax A-Van 3 blades. Those are amazing. The A-Van 3 blade 2 inch props are fantastic. And it's probably all you really need. Those are really the superstars of the 2 inch props. So do those. You'll love them. In My Mind says, do you know what gauge wire the Zing 1303 5000 kV motors have? I need to buy some extra wire. Thanks so much. Zing 1303. I don't have those exactly, but most micromotors have the same gauge wire. So what I'll do is I'll grab a 1404 out of here, and I'll tell you what gauge wire is on it, and then you're going to be fine. The problem is I cut these all too short. So here's a 1507 with 24 gauge. So 24 gauge will definitely work. You could probably get away with 26. I would just do 24 or 26. Yeah, 24 or 26 are going to be completely fine. Just do that, and you'll be absolutely good to go. Eric Allen says we submit with our monthly payment. That you guys do. Alright, scroll. Metal Dirtskin says they make a rip squeak that will fit 3 inch props with guards. That might be a fun Cinerig. Oh, with guards, Metal. I didn't read the with guards part. I think that's the rip squeak that has the TPU canopy in the middle. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to think about that. Because I do have a Kebab prototype rig that's set up as a pusher that I'm planning on using with the 3 inch GEP RC prop guards. So yeah, we'll see. There's Solo calling out Ratfink. You got it before I did. There it is. Even better. Metal Dirtskin. Ed Big Daddy Roth. That's I'm actually shocked I thought of Ratfink, but yeah, Ed Big Daddy Roth is the artist and has done some insane stuff in the muscle car world. Check him out. Weirdo with a Skateboard. Cover your face on the main camera and it will focus on what you're trying to show us. I have everything on manual focus because my gear is all old and cheap and shit. Yeah, autofocus is far too current and fancy for your boy Ciotti. But hey, I make manual focus work, right? I got a little focus ring right here. If I need to show you guys something close, I'm pretty good at holding it the right distance. If you can't do it manually, it's probably fine because automatic is so good that it covers our asses. But hey, Tiago says, what's the weight? My BQE 3 inch is a heavy beast. This frame is less than 30 grams. I'm not sure what the actual number is, but I'll definitely give it to you guys probably tomorrow night. I'll probably piece it together tonight, and I'll have the real weight. tomorrow night. But just as a comparison point, is it really that heavy? No shit. Huh, I'll be damned. I thought these CB frames were lighter than this. Maybe because it's got such big, long standoffs. But this is 36 grams. This CB3 frame is 36 grams. And I'm pretty sure that that's going to be either that same-ish weight or less. But it is going to depend on the standoff length and some other things. It's all about the all-up weight. I'm 99% sure the all-up weight is going to be right in that 200-gram ballpark, which is where I want to be. So we'll be all set. Metal Dirtskin says, be sure to Loctite that center screw through both arms. Mine backs out sometimes. I had the same exact experience on the Zoot. I had to pour Loctite into that center screw connection on the Zoot. Here's the rule of thumb for all you guys. I gotta remove rule of thumb from my vocabulary, because the meaning behind a rule of thumb was like if the ruler was more narrow than your thumb or something, you were allowed to beat women with it or some shit. It's some like old horrible saying that kind of like when you say that you don't have a dog in this fight, it's like, oh god, like no, dog fighting is horrible. I don't know. I just actively try to remove things from my vocabulary that could hurt other people, because why the fuck would you want to be saying something that could hurt other people? That's not cool, and there's no reason for it, and there's plenty of other words out there, so don't be a snowflake. Proton to Go says, how do you get rid of shake sting, short throttle blips? We've been talking about that. Doc Murdoch says, how do you like the Tiny Trainer? Doc, I tried to, and I still am, I'm trying to make the Tiny Trainer fly like every other rig that I've got, which is kind of a fool's errand. This was specifically made to fly as closely to the full-size run cam racer as possible. And everybody that I've ever heard talk about how the full-size run cam racer flies says that it flies like a bag of shit. So, yeah, I've gone up to like much higher KV motors. I'm thinking about going from 3S to 4S. I'm doing all these weird things because I don't like the way that this flies, and I don't really have any reason to have. I don't need a trainer, right? Like, I'm never going to race DRL. I don't need something as a trainer for a for the full-size racer. So for me, here's what this rig is for me, and this is probably going to apply to a lot of you guys. This rig for me is super cool looking and super interesting, which, like, that's important. That's super cool. It's super cool looking, and like other people have it, and other people are talking about it, and like that's a real thing. Like that has value there, right? And that's totally fine. What it isn't is as good as any of my 3-inch rigs at anything, really. I mean, it is a little bit lighter. It's definitely a little bit lighter than my standard 3-inch builds, but yeah, I don't know. It just, for something that's super cool, and there's it's got that novel factor. It's very novel, and that's cool. That's very, very cool and fun and interesting. But don't think that you're gonna get something that flies amazing, because it was meant to. Unless you think that the racer flies amazing. So yeah, the thing that really annoys me about it, if I'm honest, is it's kind of hard to service. Like it's kind of hard to take apart. Every time that you want to get at anything, you have to take four M2s off to get the canopy off. Then you have to cut all of your zip ties off, because you have to hold these arms down. You can't not hold these arms down. So you got to cut those guys off. And then like the camera fits really, really tight in here. The AIO board fits really tight. You gotta to get some of the other screws off, you gotta remove the battery pouch thing on the bottom, which is kind of a pain in the ass. So just understand that, like, and this little nose piece is for a Insta360, which is kind of fun. Very, very fun quad to have around, but yeah, just just take it for what it is. Don't think that this is going to be like the best 3-inch freestyle frame, because it's not. It really just isn't. I love it, but it's just not. 2mm thick carbon. The carbon is very wide, but it's not very thick, and that's usually an issue. I always prefer to have thicker carbon than wider carbon on the arms, because a lot of my brakes happen from energy going in this direction, and energy going in this direction is testing the strength of the thickness of the carbon, not the width. So yeah, I mean, there's for sure some things that I don't like about it, but I haven't torn it apart. I haven't given it away. I haven't sold it yet, right? And that says a lot. If a rig is like not perfect, I'm usually just sort of out. I don't have many rigs that are put together because of this reason. If I get a rig that's fully put together and working, but it doesn't fly like perfect, I'll usually pull it apart or do a giveaway with it, or try to move the parts and pieces over to something that is going to fly perfect. So yeah, also keep in mind that I have impossible standards, which is good for you guys in the end, because I'll torture myself and get shit to fly really good and then tell you guys exactly what I did, so you don't have to torture yourselves. But all that being said, Doc, it's a super fun rig. It looks fucking cool as hell. It seems to be somewhat durable. You're gonna break a lot of motor bells in my opinion. But yeah, very fun, very interesting. A lot of really cool like design features in like the battery pouch is really interesting to me. It really, really does a good job holding on to the battery. You know what I really want to do is I want to weigh one of these battery pouches compared to a battery strap. But yeah, I don't know. There's just all these things that are really, really interesting and really, really cool about it. That if I hadn't built one and if I didn't have one here, it just wouldn't even be on my radar. So if it's going to be your only 3-inch rig, I don't know. But if you want something incredibly cool that flies fine and is just infinitely interesting with a whole bunch of people flying them too, so you'll get like some exposure, you know, putting a video up, Tiny Trainer dives volcano, people are going to watch it, and that has value there too, right? Mr. Shady says, get your perfect 3-inch frame design done. Armaton finally has the option to cut along the weave of the carbon fiber. I mean, that is a huge thing that Armaton is that Chris is finally willing to admit that. But yeah, I don't know, the Armaton thing. I have a really bad taste in my mouth from how Chris treated Joshua and just his general unwillingness to admit that he was wrong. So I probably won't go with Armaton. I don't know, who the hell knows. Thanks for letting me know that though, Shady. That's interesting. 661 says, I don't use that antenna mount at all. Did you find the Ripsweet carbon arm braces? It was 661. 661 is who told me about the arm braces. I did find them, and I emailed them to ask him if I could have him sneak them in, but he didn't get the email in time. 661 only uses the little shelf TPU mount inside the quad. Yeah, I got to figure out what I'll do. I mean, you guys will be here when I do it, though, hopefully. Rob Axelson said, Big Daddy Ed Roth. There it is. Somebody else that knows OG muscle car and drag racing stuff. Scroll, 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 scroll. Oh, has it been debunked? Well, that's good. Metal Dirtskin says, I think that rule of thumb thing has been roundly debunked. That would be good. I would love that. Although I'm still curious at the origin of thumb origin. Misunderstood rule of thumb misconception. Many feminists referred to British common law tolerance of wife beating. Cited as sexist pejorative. Practical experience rather than theory. It refers to an easily learned. Where's the actual strictly accurate? Interesting. Interesting. John Dyson says Tiny Trainer is like Marmite. What's that? Only certain people like it? Only a few people in the world like it? Fucking Marmite. Ooh, God. Oh wait, no, Marmite. Hold on. What's?
That's still not good.
I'm not thinking of Marmite.
You're thinking of Vegemite.
I'm thinking of Vegemite. No, Marmite is yeah. Marmite's very similar. Is Marmite the same thing as Vegemite? Marmite versus Vegemite. Marmite versus Vegemite. What's the difference? Flavor was it? That's true. The very first thing the internet says is the flavor of both spreads can be summed up in two words: strong and salty. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Vegemite is more intensely gobsmacking than Marmite, which has Marmite has a milder flavor and even some sweetness compared to its meatier Aussie cousin. Vegemite's pretty fucking awful in my opinion, though. So, Mike Bergman says your intent is good, though, and we all know that. I appreciate that, Mike. Yeah, Kevin Cortez calling out something important to the Tiny Trainer is that it is set up for a shitload of camera angle. You can pull the camera down and get it all the way down to 30, but 30 degrees up is about the minimum on this. It is really designed for a racer level of up tilt. Go figure. It's meant for a purpose. Weirdo says, sent you a couple pics of the camera, forgot I had DVR on it. Very cool. Thanks, brother. I will check that out at the end. Larry says, do you come... Well, I don't know if he's talking to me, but do you come from a land down under? I've been. I went to the land down under for 3 weeks between high school and college. No, between middle school and high school. Which is like 16, 15 years old, 17 years old, in that range. Beautiful country. It's the only time I've been outside the U.S., come to think of it, which just makes me want to scream. All I want to do in life is travel. But we'll get there. Traveling is expensive. Protonigo says, I rewatched your Charlotte rough cut. Such a shame it never went online. It's coming, Proton. It's here on the laptop. It's even more complete than what you just saw. I just need to find more time to finish it, which I will. It will get finished. Huggy says TBS Micro V is another good option. I use some on wings. Nice. I think that's the PDB. It's the little V PDB thing, right? Protonigo has had antennas break inside the Immortal L because the zip ties were too tight and it ripped it apart when bending. So I used bigger ones so the antennas could move inside. Very, 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 very good point. Protonigo brings up there. That's kind of why I said like your best antenna mounting setup is very specific to you. You know, are you going to put it in zip ties? Are you going to put it on the vertical standoffs? Are you going to put it on a horizontal standoff? Is it going to bend? Which direction is it going to bend? Antenna mounting is not talked about nearly enough. It's super, super, super important. And it's something that you always need to keep an eye on because everybody crashes differently. Somebody that crashes into trees more than on concrete is going to have a totally different experience. When you crash into a tree, all the little branches get like pulled in here, and they're going to affect your antenna mounting a lot differently than just bashing straight to concrete on an arm every time. So yeah, antenna mounting, don't sleep on antenna mounting. Pay attention to it. Always try to improve it, because there is like a perfect kind of setup. It might not be perfect in the sense that it's 100% durable, but there is a setup that's going to be the most durable for the way that you fly and crash and have built it. Tiago says, is there an STL for that mount? Which mount, Tiago? I have a feeling you're talking about the Tiny Trainer mount. And if you are, yes. If you go to Thingiverse and you search for Tiny Trainer with no space in between, one big word, Tiny Trainer, you'll find it's one big set of prints from Evan and Mondo, rather, and it's in there, and it works really well. What's that frame? EBR FPV says. I think maybe we were talking about the Tiny Trainer. Mikael Backstrom says, do you usually run Crossfire, and have you tried the VAS X-Fire antenna? I have not tried that antenna, but I do run Crossfire now on all of my 5-inch rigs. I've had really good luck with the regular old diamond antenna and Immortal T's. Scroll. S-Gray says, if I'm not going to run RPM filters in 4.2, would you recommend turning on gyro low pass filter 2 and dynamic low pass filter 2 and or gyro low pass filter 2? S-Grace, what I would recommend if you're not going to run RPM filtering is that you leave the filtering alone. The way that the filtering comes right out of the box on 4.2 is set up to not run RPM filtering. When you go in and turn the RPM filtering on, you're now adding more filtering than is typically necessary. And that's why it's then important to do Mark Spatz's filter reduction technique, which I have bullet pointed out on the Patreon page, to make your life easier, so you don't have to watch and listen to the 25-minute long Mark Spatz UAV Futures video. UAV Tech, rather. Sorry. I always get them confused, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So yeah, just run the filters as they are out of the box, and you should be totally fine. Weirdo was talking about the midget camera. All right. Brian Ladmiral just typed spam a bunch of times. Frank Nicholas said, shout out to SpaceX NASA's Dragon capsule Endeavour safely splashed down about an hour ago. Very, very cool. John Dyson says it's his business. Good on him. I'm not sure what we were talking about. Scroll. And so close to being caught up, guys. So close. Mike Bergman says, okay, we got that. Keith Rowan's calling out that it was 4:20, 11 minutes ago. And Ken Hill, I think one of my favorite videos of yours is the one where you're flying the TT at a lake following boats. That was cool. And the girl waved, driver flipped the bird. Yeah, that was a fun day, Ken. That's in the Lake Lanier footage that I have. Most of that footage is kind of worthless because I had some shakes. But I totally plan on going out and doing it again. And getting some actual clean footage this time. EBR was asking about the 5-inch frame. This is the FPV Cycle Glide frame. I've tried a lot of different frames, and this is the one that I've landed on. This frame will allow you to get your all-up weight to around 600 to 610 or so, even with a full TPU session mount. That's with a session, not with a Hero 5. And yeah, it's just a really good frame. It's Truex. Kebab sells swung back dead cat front arms so that you can run less camera angle without getting props in view. And Yeah, it's just a really good frame. It's a frame that kind of ticks all the boxes, and I'm really interested to see how this crazy slammed one on 15 mil standoffs to give you flies to give you or crashes actually to give you some idea. That's 1,000 UF cap in the back there that almost doesn't fit. Like I can't go lower on the standoffs and keep this 1,000 UF cap inside the frame and protected. It is literally like the high point. See how I had to move the zip tie back because the zip tie and the strap were too thick to get the top plate down. So this is kind of it. I mean, like when you talk about like how slammed can you go on a standard 8 standoff frame like this, 15 mil, man. I mean, this is really kind of it. Going down to 10 millimeter, I just don't see it happening without moving the camera outside of the frame completely, which is kind of insane. Going to a smaller capacitor or moving the capacitor outside of the frame, yeah, I guess that's it. Technically, if you did those two things, I guess you could go lower, but why would you really want to? This is also my second frame with a little rush tank microphone. It's really hard to see in there, but I've got a rush tank microphone zip tied and double VHB'd to this front standoff here, kind of pointing inside. So yeah, I did that because at the drift event, and I'm surprised that I hadn't noticed this before, but at the drift event, not being able to hear the motors wind up and down on my rig was really fucking with me in terms of keeping my altitude under control. For whatever reason, my ears are a part of the equation of just like understanding when I blip the throttle that the quad's going to change altitude for some weird reason. I don't know. Every time I've ever flown in a situation that I can't hear the quad, in my brain I feel like there's a huge amount of latency. And I'm sure it's just my brain playing tricks on me, but your brain playing tricks on you can throw you off. And at the drift event, it was throwing me off, and I was not flying well at all. So yeah, I'm hoping that with audio, I can run the single earbud, and it might bring back some of that confidence. Maybe it might just be like a confidence loss kind of thing, but that's a big deal. Losing confidence when you're flying one of these things is a really big deal. Stuck in Trees says, what's up to you? Solo FPV says, how are you mounting your session to use Real Steady Go? I'm not, and I don't have Real Steady Go. At some point, well, I have an eBay alert for a GoPro Hero 6, which is the GoPro that you need in order to do Real Steady Go without some fucked up annoying ass mount. So at some point, I'll get a Hero 6, and I've even heard that the Hero 8. I feel like I heard that Real Steady Go released an update where with a Hero 8 you don't have to run a crazy mount. You can hard mount a Hero 8. I think. Don't quote me on this, but I think you can hard mount a Hero 8 and run Real Steady Go. If not, then it's the Hero 6. The GoPro Hero 6 can be hard mounted. I won't. This whole crazy soft mount so that you can use Real Steady Go thing, I'm not into. I crash way too often for that. So yeah, if a GoPro can't be hard mounted, I'm kind of not interested, if I'm totally honest. Frank Nichols says, what's the advantage of a slammed frame? Great question. Frank, the lower you put your top plate, the lower the weight of the battery and GoPro become. The other way you can look at it is that you're sort of artificially raising the prop line. So in an ideal world, when you add roll, the quad is going to spin around a center of gravity that's as centered as possible, so that hopefully the propellers, it's all about the propellers and the prop line, the line where the thrust originates. If that prop line is perfectly centered top to bottom with the center of gravity, then the quad will spin perfectly centered on the prop line, versus it, what you don't want is for it to spin like this, right? You want it to spin as centered as possible. And that's one of the things that you can do by slamming the deck. To be really honest, though, my main reason for doing it is shortening the length of the standoffs so that it's less of a lever. When you get into the inverted crash and the GoPro hits first and the entire weight of everything else tries to parallelogram all these standoffs, that's what I'm trying to avoid by going really low on the deck height. And going from typically I run 20 millimeter standoffs, going from 20 millimeter to 15, that's a 25% improvement in that in the length of that lever. So yeah, mainly for me it's for durability, but technically speaking it is bringing the center of gravity closer into the prop line, which is interesting. Mike Bergman would love more info on how that VAZ X-Fire antenna can be mounted. Any of the PCB VAZ TBS antennas mounting would be cool. Yeah, Mike, I haven't gotten super into those, but I do have that mid-long range rig, so maybe I'll start learning more about antennas for more long range stuff. William Barlow took the kids kayaking and tried to get some footage. It was scary to fly over water because my daughter was saying, "You're going to crash in the water, Dad." Get a, for next time, get a pool noodle and cut, as long as you're somewhere around 600 grams, if you cut a piece of pool noodle that's this long, which is roughly the length of a 5-inch quad, right? And then just zip tie it to the bottom, it will float. When it hits the water, it will flip upside down, but that's fine. Well, as long as you're not in the salt water. You didn't say if you're in the salt water or not, but I mean, regardless, something will be salvageable. But yeah, one single pool noodle dead center, the boys and I here have found out will float, and it immediately goes upside down, but it does float up high enough where you can actually see the pool noodle. So it's not like, oh yeah, it's floating somewhere. You can actually see it. We've already retrieved one that had this setup. So yeah, pool noodle, yo. And then if that happens in fresh water, you just dry it out overnight and you're fine. If that happens in salt water, you're going to lose pretty much all the electronics. The GoPro is waterproof, so that'll be fine. The frame is obviously waterproof. Maybe the motors will be okay, but I doubt it. Antenna might be okay. TPU will all be okay, of course. Most of the other stuff that's hooked up to the battery, though, will go to hell if you put it into salt water, and it'll go to hell quickly. But again, you'll get some stuff back, and in theory, you'll get the footage back, and that's potentially the most important part. William Barlow. Okay, we just talked about that. Come on. Where are we at? Frank Nicholas, Hero 8 is fine with the Hero 8. No special mount since the beginning. There we go. So Hero 8 is good to go. Solo FPV says same here. I forget what we were talking about, though. Mr. Shady, disappointed to see that Brother Hobby Motors aren't 5mm prop fitting and only 2mm shaft diameter. That's only this 1506. I would love... Not 1506, 1504.5. I would love if this 1504.5 did have a 3mm motor shaft, but to be honest with you, on a 200 gram-ish build, which is what this is going on, we might actually be fine with the 2mm motor shaft. We might be okay. here's what happens when you go up to a 3 millimeter motor shaft. The balls inside the bearing get quite small, and the bearings become the weakest point. I would rather have that, because if we can find replacement bearings somewhere, then we're kind of fine. Whereas having the motor bell bend, that's not replaceable. Well, I mean, it is replaceable, but not as easily as bearings. So I would still rather have the 3 mil motor shaft, but this might be the jam. This little 1504.5 might be, yeah. And then on their 2004, they have used a 3 mil motor shaft. So, yeah, big ups to Brother Hobby on this. This is a big deal that they're making. I mean, just in general, it's a big deal that we've got a couple more motors that are smooth. That's the biggest thing. I will take micro motors that are fragile but are smooth, like all day, every day right now. Down the road here, once we have our choice of a bunch of smooth motors, sure, now let's talk about making them a little bit more durable. But for the time being, yeah, I'll take a smooth running motor that's fragile for sure. Just because it's the only way to get a fucking half-decent PID tune on these things and get good footage. And the RunCam Hybrid is a phenomenal camera. The Insta360 Go is a phenomenal camera, but not when they're fucking bouncing all over the place, right? So, yeah, priorities. We're just going to go top down and just see if we can get one thing at a time. Frank Nicholas says, from Real Steady's site, if flying, if flying Hero 5 or Hero 7, we would need to use very soft dampers to stop any high frequency vibes from reaching your camera. Hero 8 and Hero 7 don't have this issue. I did not know that they put that on their website. I am pretty sure that that's new, and good on them for saying that, because for a long time it was hard. Wait. Yeah, Hero 6, right. Yeah, for a long time it was hard to find that info. So yeah, that's really good. Bada Bing says, have you flown Velocidrone without the motor sound? That's good training. I have. I did that for a while. And I'll still do it because I'll just put music on. Shit, we haven't simmed. It's Sim Saturday and we haven't simmed. What am I doing? What am I doing, boys? You guys gotta fucking keep me honest. I don't know what I'm doing, man.
What's your plan right now?
I have no idea. What do you need me to do?
Nothing. I just wanted to know what you were doing.
Okay. You going somewhere?
Buy something light.
Okay. Have fun. Alright, here we go. Wait, no, I gotta turn it on first. And in their FAQs. Very, very cool. Thank you for that, Real Steady. And alright. Sick. Update on the waterproof frames, Jack Hagerman asks. Jack, I have no clue. I have nothing to do with any of the waterproof frames. Like, if you know something, let me know. Yeah, I hope somebody does it. It looks like, my guess is that somebody is, but I don't have any idea. Velocidrone, and I am gonna be in an open room, so you guys can join me if you'd like. Frank Nicholas rightly says, rinse saltwater crash quad with fresh water ASAP for a chance of saving it. Reverse osmosis water is the best. I didn't know that. That's good to know about the reverse osmosis water. Yeah, I've seen rigs crash into saltwater before, and it has blown me away how quickly the components have eaten themselves. You can really tell because as soon as a plugged-in quad goes into saltwater, it starts bubbling. Like, all the electronics start bubbling, and that is not a good thing. It does help you find the quad, though, because you'll just see a little trail of bubbles, but unfortunately everything, not everything, but pretty much everything will be shot to shit. Bada Bing said, oh no, we just talked about that. Spudnik with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Spudnik. Very, very kind of you. Can I have your PIDs? No. No, really. I'm trying to tune this Stingy V2, and I'm running into problems every step of the way. Spudnik, my PIDs are just the stock Betaflight PIDs. with the filters ever so slightly massaged, which are you on my Patreon? If you're on Patreon, I have an article on how I massage them. And then the PIDs raised like 5 or 10 points on the P and the D, but that's really it. So what I always recommend is fly it on the completely stock PID tune, and then let me know what the problems are. Like what are you looking to improve over the stock PID tune, and then we can target those specific things. But I nor does anyone have like a secret set of PIDs that's going to make a rig that's misbehaving, which it sounds like yours is, fly better. The stock Betaflight PIDs are very specifically backed off, and they are not aggressive, so that you can get your rig up in the air and then start improving it. Flyduino and Flight One have a different approach where their stock PIDs are much more aggressive, so that when you do your build, if you don't build it properly, or if some of the components aren't jiving, it's not going to fly, and you're going to have to fix that mechanical system. And then when you do get it to fly, it's going to fly really good, but you're not going to be in the air. You're going to be like troubleshooting with mechanical stuff. So I prefer Betaflight, where you can at least get up in the air and then improve. Other people don't, and that's fine. James Vaulton says, how does a pool noodle affect flight? Slows it down a little bit. Putting one of them dead center like that is way better than putting them out on the arms, for obvious reasons. If I could find a skinnier pool noodle, I would like to do. I think I would rather have a skinnier noodle. That's what she said. I think I would rather have a skinnier noodle. That's what she said. I think I would rather have a skinnier noodle. That's what she said. I think I would rather have a skinnier noodle that was a little bit longer. That's what she said. I think I would rather have a skinnier noodle that's a little bit longer. That's what she said. Weirdo says, you think we'll be able to get bones to make quad bearings if enough people ask for them? Never know, Weirdo. It's a really interesting idea. Frank Nicholas says, Real Steady info is presented. If you add it to your cart, they ask you if you're using it on a quad. Wow, that's really cool. And in their FAQs. That's really smart of them. Mikhail Backstrom, check out the Vaz X-Fire, though. It's small and looks perfect for micros. And should be able to be mounted directly to the frame. Vaz X-Fire. I'm sure that I've... admittedly, I'm no longer buying anything from Vaz, mainly because Alex Greaves is a lunatic. He's an anti-mask person, and in my personal opinion, and all of the smartest people's opinions that we've got available to us, i.e., scientists and epidemiologists and doctors, in all of their and my opinions, the whole anti-mask thing is very, very dangerous. If you don't believe in that, then that's okay, but you're wrong. So please wear a mask. Yeah. The CDC is tracing those things back. So if you don't wear a mask and someone dies, there's a good chance it'll get traced back to you. And how will that feel? How will that feel to know that you killed someone's parent or child? So if nothing else, wear one for that. There are people that wear them 8 to 12 hours a day, and they don't suffocate. Wear a mask, please. Please, 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 please. The anti-mask thing at this point is no different than flat earthers, anti-vaxxers. So if you don't want to be a part of those crowds, put a mask on. And I certainly don't. X-Fire, this looks interesting. I've never really gotten into these flat PDB-based antennas. Interesting. It is interesting. Hold on. Let me... Yeah. Video Aerial Systems is Alex Grieve. Yeah, as is... he also designs all the TBS antennas. So yeah, for me personally, I'll never buy another Video Aerial Systems antenna or a TBS antenna. Also because of the way that Alex is being... Like, he's attacking other people in the FPV industry for being pro-mask. Or just for living. Yeah, whatever. I'm not going to go down that road. True RC antennas are made by Hugo. He's an excellent guy who answers your questions and makes amazing antennas. So, yeah, that's what I buy. True RC. Always have and always will. Ooh, there's my Marmite search. All right, what else do we have? Sim. The Mr. Shady says the sim sessions exclude too many of us. The sim sessions aren't necessarily geared for you guys to come fly with me. Coming to fly with me in the sim is kind of just like an extra cool little thing. I mainly do the sim sessions so that you guys can watch me fly, because a number of you have said that you really like to watch me fly. So yeah, I hate to exclude too many of you guys from coming into the room and flying with me, but to be really honest, being in that room flying with me doesn't really do you much good. I spend like 3 seconds spectating the other people. Again, the main point is for you guys to watch me fly. You can see my sticks. You can ask me how I do X, Y, or Z moves, and I can show you. So, yeah. Huggy says, let's do the coastal map. The coastal map does not run right on this computer. Frank Nicholas says, pure water is non-conductive and will not leave any conductive residue. Reverse osmosis water is pure water. I didn't connect those dots in my head, but you were exactly right. John Dyson says, just noticed the Lotus Super 7 on your shirt, built a Westfield, 180 brake, 540 Ks. Wow, John, that's fucking gnarly. Yeah, this is this saying is from I believe it's is it a Colin Chapman saying? When he was in charge of Lotus, simplify and add lightness. This is how I build race cars, and now how I build quads, and it works really well. Solo says, yeah, the electrolysis from the saltwater is crazy. See it a lot in the marine industry. That's right. It is electrolysis. That's exactly what it is. KD2RDH Larry says, could an airsoft pellet knock a tiny whoop out of the air? Could be a fun game. Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't be surprised if it could do more than that. I wouldn't be surprised if it could break lenses and cameras and stuff. Mr. Shady says, does crashing in water crap up the antenna, crap up the camera sensor, or is it cleanable, or do they just die electronically anyway? The camera is the one thing that in a water crash I always expect to not get back, but I've never had an issue. I feel like a lot of the cameras, they kind of accidentally make waterproof. The Micro Eagle is definitely that way. But yeah, when I crash in water, I 100% expect that my FPV camera is going to be shot, because there's a gap in there where the water can get in, and it's so expect that to be shot, and if it's not, it's a good thing. Solo says, am I having a stroke? Maybe. Larry says, what does that have to do with his antenna smarts? Nothing, Larry, but here in the I don't know where you're from, but here in the U.S., we are a very capitalist country, and capitalism has a lot of problems, but one of the good things about capitalism is that it's very easy, if you force yourself to do it, to put weight behind your opinion by voting with your dollars, basically. It's unfortunately the only way that we really have any control over what's going on in capitalism, but that also makes it very important, right? Yeah, literally where we spend our money is the only way to get anything done in capitalism. So, yeah, someone being a shithead, and in my opinion, and A, attacking people, B, furthering this myth that you should not be wearing a mask right now. The only way to have any effect is to not spend money there. You guys came here by will. You're free to leave at any time. So I don't feel bad telling you guys about that. Mainly because of the whole attacking people thing. Like, if he hadn't just straight up attacked so many people, I probably wouldn't be having this conversation right now. Although, I don't know, being the reason why someone dies is kind of serious. So, is what it is. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of peer-reviewed scientific studies show that wearing a mask does not hurt you. Never has, never will. And, yeah, is what it is. Weirdo with a Skateboard says, how much is Velocidrone? I want to say it's like $20, maybe $30. Mr. Shady says, can you trippy spin tutorial in the sim? I'll keep watching. I can try. I'm not great with trippy spins. I do a portion of the trippy spin in this weird inverted maneuver around the sides of buildings and shit. So I'll show you that for sure. Sean Hussein's saying Chick-fil-A makes a good chicken sandwich too and has some weird decisions in the past. They certainly have. I haven't eaten at Chick-fil-A in a long time because of that. In Chick-fil-A's 2019 basically like marketing plans for 2020, one of the things that they are planning on doing is not giving so much money to those anti-LGBT groups. So if they come through on that, I will be a chicken fillet sandwich eating motherfucker, just like I was before I learned about them donating a lot of money to anti-LGBT groups. Also really didn't appreciate the way they handled it. Like when they got found out for that, they never really apologized for it. They just kind of said, fuck you, if you don't like it, don't eat here. And I went, okay. Thanks for making the decision for me. Alright, so let's play some goddamn Velocidrone and stop talking controversial politics. It's 5 o'clock. Alright, so the only request so far is for trippy spin stuff. So that's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to see if I can remember how to do it. Multiplayer room is going to be called Ciati FPV Freestyle or Freestyle Ciati FPV, something like that. And the computer shot. Oh, there it goes. Whew! We want to select quad. And why is this so small? Come on, buddy. Oh, God, what's happening? Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, God, what's happening? What? Oh, there it goes. Okay. So I know we did city last time. City is one of the few that works okay. We're going to go back into the city because I can show you guys the trippy spin-ness. Weirdo with a Skateboard says, but if it wasn't capitalist, would people like Elon Musk have the same incentive to be part of all the technological advancements he is? I think that he would, weirdo. I think that a person like Elon Musk is not completely driven by just wanting more and more and more and more and more and more money. And if he is, then I think there would be someone else that would pop up that wouldn't. Maybe that's me being naive. Maybe it's the truth. You can't say definitively one way or the other, right? So yeah, I do not believe. What in the hell? I do not believe in the idea that without capitalism we wouldn't have anything good. I think that plenty of people are into what they're into for the love of it and the love of just the good of humanity and the good of just kind of creating something, right? Like when you talk about somebody's life worth, I don't think that them being a billionaire is going to make them more or less motivated, right? I think motivation comes from it being your life work. And yeah, I mean, just having like 99% of the wealth be in the hands of 20 people, 20 actual people, just, yeah, it's just corrupt in my opinion, and it's just not good for anyone. So trippy spin stuff. The stick, I always forget the stick movements, but I believe, oh, let me get my, speaking of sticks, let me get my sticks on the screen. There we go. I believe the stick position is just either both sticks in or both sticks out. Hold on. And the audio is fucking awful. The audio is having problems. How the fuck do you do Matty spins? So the way that I do them is I come around the corner of a building, turn outwards, and then just use the inversion to pull me around that 90-degree angle. So 90 and blip it around, and that gets you around the building in this way that's like super weird, but people seem to love. You can also do it by turn into the building, and then thrust backwards out around the corner. Oh god, oh god, oh, what's happening? Where are we? There we go. Out, turn in, thrust backwards. Right? Out, turn in. And this is just basically a modified version of the trippy spin. You can do it outwards. And yeah, it's turning outwards is the version of this that is the trippy spin. I think. Hold on. Yeah, it is. Yeah, and it ends you with both sticks in. God damn it. It ends you with both sticks in a position. There we go. So there's the actual trippy spin. Now you guys can see what your sticks do. It requires a lot of throttle, and it just doesn't look all that good in my opinion. Like everything is off the top of the screen, and like pilots think, when pilots see it, they're like, "Oh shit, that's dope." But when normal people see it, they tend to just be like, "Oh, my eyes are bleeding, and I'm very dizzy, and it's your fault," which I kind of try to avoid. So if this multiplayer room is not showing up for you, what that means is that you're on an older version of Velocidrone. Velocidrone, for whatever reason, in the multiplayer rooms, everybody has to be on the same version, and if you're on a different version, you just can't see the room. So yeah, you're gonna have to download an update, and downloading an update for Velocidrone takes like an hour. So I'll see you next time. I'm trying to do this every Sunday to spend a little bit of time in the sim, because it's really valuable, and it's super helpful, and not a lot of people do it. And I've learned a lot from the sim. So what are you other guys doing? For the record, when you're in Velocidrone, if you hit the space bar, you can spectate other people, or you can freeze your computer up, which it would appear is what I've done. Oh my god. Really? Please. Well, I mean, we simmed a little bit, right? I'm getting hungry too. It's been 2 hours. We did mailbag. That was, okay, I broke it. Hi, guys. But remember, Clamman's been fucking up the first time I click on him. Oh, come on. Clamman. There it is. Just remember...
諦めんなよ諦めんなお前どうしてそこでやめるんだそこでもう少し頑張ってみろよダメダメダメやめ諦めたら周りのことを思うよ応援してる人たちのことを思ってみろってあともうちょっとのところなんだから俺だってこのマイナス10度のところしじみが取れるって頑張ってんだよ絶対やってみろ必ず目標達成できるだからこそネバギブアップ
Mr. Shady asking, what sort of money do I need to spend on a PC to run the sim? Not much, I don't think. This is a 13-year-old Mac Tower. It was like $3,000 back then, which is why it still works. But as long as I turn all the visual settings down, it usually works. I haven't had it bomb like this in a while. Unfortunately, I'm just leaving it sit here because as soon as I quit out to the menu, it's going to close the room. So... at least the room is still open so everybody else can fly around. But, yeah, probably. Oh, man, that's exactly what we need, weirdo. We do absolutely need a Clamman sticker. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know PC's worth a shit. I've been a Mac guy from the day I was born, thanks to my father. And but yeah, I'm willing to bet you could get a used PC for a few $100 that's able to run Velocidrone. But if you want to confirm, jump onto the Velocidrone Facebook group and ask them in there. I'm sure they can give you a better idea. Barlow's having trouble getting his William Barlow's having trouble getting his transmitter to work on the sim. I've heard of that problem before. Hit up the Velocidrone Facebook group, and maybe they can help you out. John Dyson, look at water pipe isolation, same material as pool noodle. Nice. I will take a look at that, John Dyson. And then Weirdo saying $16.99 is worth it for the sim. I agree 100%. Rotten Tomato just joined, but I can't do anything. And then we've got... oh, we're good. We're caught up in the sim. Okay. Any last-second questions? Get them on in. It is 5:10. I'm very hungry, and I might even go out and try to fly, but it does look kind of dark outside my window. Let me show you guys my... I need to do the setup stuff on this. So I'm going to leave Velocidrone running so that these guys don't get kicked out. And I'm going to fire up Betaflight. Do some of the setup on this quad for you guys because I know a lot of people ask me to see my setup, and then no, I actually all right, never mind. I actually want to eat. Yeah. Give me some. No, I'm talking.
Okay, you want to eat?
No, I'm good.
You want to play?
No, I want to just talk through this and then. Thank you though. Alright, plugging quad in, and we going to do some setup stuff. I'm going to go through this fast because you guys can rewind and because I'm hungry. Solo says, go get some food, dude. Don't you tell me how to run my life. Come on, Betaflight. There we go. All right. And we're going to connect. Because the first thing that we want to do is see what target we're on. So we're going to connect. And we're going to look right up here in the top left corner. Target. AIKO/ACON F7. That's important. And it's on 4.0.5, so that's the main thing that we want to try to fix. But, again, target is AIKO/ACON F7. We go here to update firmware, and then we go to the target, which is right here, in the middle, and then we look for AIKO Acon F7. This one's close enough. This one just says Acon F7. Every once in a while they change the names of these, but yeah, we're good. Acon F7 is the one that we want, so we click that, and there is 4.2.1. They didn't make any exciting changes. And then we want full chip erase turned on, load firmware online, and flash firmware. Then we give it a second. Oh, I wonder if I'm gonna have to hold the button. Larry's leaving. Later, Larry. Maybe you should stream later so I can have something to do at work, he says. I'll try, Larry. No promises. All right. Oh, look at that! It still put it in DFU mode. I thought I was gonna have to hold the button. Sometimes you have to hold the button when you're plugging in the flight controller. Oh my god! You can tell that I'm really getting hungry when I start yawning and getting sleepy. Narco sleepies from no food. I've done this enough times. I don't feel like doing this right now. I'm going to go get some food, and I'm going to try to go out and fly. I do still love you guys, though. There are plenty of... I got plenty of builds coming up, and I'll show you guys the... Oh, damn it, Solo. Solo says, I'm about to set up a new build. We'll do a full setup so I can see what needs to be done in 4.2. I'm still in 4.1. Same thing, Solo. No difference. 4.2 is exactly the same as 4.1 in terms of setup. There's a couple little small things, but you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Set it up the same way that you set up 4.1. You'll be totally good. James Vaughton says, what's for dinner? I don't even know, James. That's a good question, though. I don't have anything else to show you guys, so I'm going to sign off. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, 10 o'clock Eastern, giveaways, other things, questions, answers, nosebleeds, cocaine, all the good stuff. And maybe another... Thanks, Mighty Car Mods. Everybody go check Mighty Car Mods out. I blatantly stole their mailbag. Little, they're called stingers, but that's a really annoying name for them. Be good. Rotten Tomato rightly says beef is what's for dinner. Be good. Don't die. Check out all the... well, here, I'm going to force you to check them out. Check out all the edits that I've been putting up. Give me some... Show me some love. Give me a... Is it raining out? It better not be fucking raining out. Give me a reason to keep making edits. No, I put the edits are the art for me. I can't draw worth a shit. Flying is a part of the art, and then the continuation of that is setting it to music. And I spend a lot of time. I typically spend 2 to 3 hours picking the music that will be in any one of these edits. Even like a short edit, I will put in like at least an hour trying to find the music for it. What? It's pouring rain. Guess I'm not flying! But yeah, so go over there if you haven't already and check them out. Here's my current favorite right here. This is my favorite of the edits that I've put up recently. Check this out. This is a good one. You guys might recognize this. What the fuck is going on with the audio? Is the audio all fucked up for you guys too? I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. And something, oh god, that's, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. I fucking hate insects. I hate them. I don't know why. I just don't like them. We have fucking cockroaches down here in the south the size of chihuahuas. Don't go behind the fucking picture, you scumbag. Brain. Oh god. He's gonna get me. I didn't kill him. to see the rest of that, you'll have to go over. Is the audio AIDS? What's happening? Whatever. I'm out of here. That's the greatest edit in the world. There's a lot of other really good ones. There's me screaming and running away. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Goodbye. Oh, computer, why?